Thank you all. And thank you to Secretary Pompeo for those overly generous words. Mr. Secretary, as one of your predecessors, Henry Kissinger, once said, after that overly generous introduction, now even I'm interested in what I have to say. And mentioning my friend, let me just take a moment to give you all a chance to show your appreciation for a man who's fought for America all of his life. He served in uniform, he served in the Congress where we first met. He led the Central Intelligence Agency, and now I can assure you he is making this president and all of America proud as the 70th United States Secretary of State. Would you join me in thanking Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for his great leadership of this department and in this country? To the more than 180 ambassadors and chiefs of mission here today, as well as the under and assistant secretaries in attendance, it really is an honor to join you for the 9th Annual Global Chiefs of Missions Conference. Welcome back to Washington, D.C., and welcome home. It's great to have you back. You know, because all of us are, in fact, one team with one mission and one future, let me begin today by bringing greetings from our one-team captain, someone who admires the service that each one of you provide to the United States of America every single day. I bring greetings from the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. You know, I look around this room and I see so many noteworthy Americans. In fact, some of the most talented and experienced professionals who work every day for our country. You are our frontline emissaries, and I just want you to know that this president, his vice president, and our entire administration take the job that you do, the commitment that you live out, as seriously as each and every one of you do, and we are grateful. We truly are. And as all of you know, you're representing our country around the world at a momentous time in our history. With the help of Secretary Pompeo, President Trump has made some big changes in our nation's foreign policy. And they were a long time coming. And they haven't been welcomed in all quarters around the world. So I'm here today to say thank you to each and every one of you for taking up the hard work of defending the interests of some 320 million Americans. The president's foreign policy, as you all know, put simply, is America first. No longer will the United States government pursue grandiose, unrealistic notions at the expense of the American people. Instead, President Trump is putting our nation's security and prosperity first, and he always will. That's the vision the president laid out in our national security strategy a little more than a year ago. It's a strategy, as you know, based upon 4 overarching principles, and they bear repetition today. First, protecting the American people, the American homeland, and the American way of life. And we're doing that by enhancing our defense against weapons of mass destruction, combating biothreats and pandemics, and strengthening our border security. The second pillar is promoting American prosperity. And on that score, we've been rejuvenating our economy. We're also promoting free, fair, and reciprocal economic relationships, maintaining America's lead in research, technology, invention, innovation, and embracing American energy dominance. The third pillar of the president's strategy is advancing America's influence in the world. And we're encouraging our aspiring partners, working toward better outcomes in multilateral forums. In every way we can, we are championing American values. And the fourth and final pillar of the president's national security strategy, as you well know, is to preserve peace through strength. And we're doing that with strong support in the Congress of the United States by renewing our military capability, strengthening our defense and industrial base, modernizing our nuclear forces, and even creating a space force as we strengthen cyber, space, offensive, and defensive capabilities. We are going to make the strongest military in the history of the world stronger still. It is an ambitious strategy, but as you all know, America first does not mean America alone. And over the past 2 years, under President Trump's leadership, we've forged new and renewed bonds with allies and partners in Europe, in Asia, and across the world. We've also been building on our own country's strengths and encouraging other countries to do the same. We recognize that a strong and prosperous America will help secure a world of independent and sovereign nation-state, each free to develop their own culture, pursue their own dreams, with all of us living side by side in peace and security. And there's no doubt this president's foreign policy is different from what the world has come to expect. But then the world itself has changed dramatically since the fall of the Soviet Union. Today, we're not up against one superpower, but several great powers competing with us for preeminence across the world. China, as we've observed, is using debt diplomacy and unfair trade practices to expand its influence. And as I made clear on that visit to the region just a few short weeks ago, the United States will always stand for a free and open Indo-Pacific where all countries can enjoy freedom of navigation and open trade. The truth is, too often in recent years, China has chosen a path that disregards the laws and norms that have kept the world safe and prosperous for more than half a century. And the days of the United States looking the other way are over. And then beyond our global competitors, the United States faces a wolf pack of rogue states. First, there's the world's biggest state sponsor of terror, which is grappling for dominance in the Middle East by spreading mayhem in any country that opposes it. Of course, I speak about the Islamic Republic of Iran. Then there's the specter of dictatorship, which haunts the people of Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, defying world opinion and Latin America's broad embrace of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. And while the president has started a promising dialogue with Chairman Kim, we still await concrete steps by North Korea to dismantle the nuclear weapons that threaten our people and our allies in the region. Unlike the Soviet Union and its many client states, no shared ideology or objective unites our competitors and adversaries except this one. They seek to overturn the international order that the United States has upheld for more than half a century. Truthfully, it is a pact surrounding what they perceive to be a common enemy. But the truth is, the United States will rise to that challenge. We will stand with our allies, and we will advance our values and our principles in the world.